Some men let rejection break them, but the Stoic man, he sharpens. He doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He turns silence into strength, pain into precision, and walks away, more powerful than before. Rejection doesn't just hurt. It shakes your identity. It makes you question your worth. You replay the moment over and over again. The unanswered message, the cold tone, the job you didn't get, the love, that left without explanation. You wonder, what did I do wrong? What could I have said? How could I have changed the outcome? And in that spiral, you start to forget your value. But what if rejection wasn't a curse? What if it was your training ground? What if pain didn't just break you? It built you? That's the Stoic truth. That's the path. From pain to power. Pain is the entry point, not the ending. Every great man you admire has been rejected. Every legend you study has been passed over, misunderstood, laughed at. The difference is how they responded. Most people turn pain into poison. Stoics turn it into power. They don't suppress how they feel. They sit with it. They study it. They use it. That's the transformation. And it starts with one question. What is this rejection here to teach me? Because rejection isn't about you being unworthy. It's about you being redirected. The Stoic doesn't personalize it. He extracts the lesson. He knows not everything meant for his growth will feel good at first. Some doors close to force you down a better path. Some people walk away to free you from a version of yourself that was shrinking. And when you embrace that truth, rejection loses its sting. But embracing it doesn't mean pretending it doesn't hurt. You will feel the pain. You must. Stoicism is not about numbing emotion. It's about observing it with clarity, sitting in the fire without being consumed, watching the thoughts rise. I wasn't good enough, I'll never make it. And realizing those thoughts aren't facts. They're echoes from childhood, from past wounds. And the Stoic knows how to question those thoughts. He doesn't fight them. He faces them. He writes about them. He gets them out of his head and onto paper. He turns them into insights, because what you write, you release. What you release, you understand. And what you understand, you can master. Rejection becomes a mirror. It shows you where you're still seeking approval, where you're still basing your worth on results, where you've placed too much weight on someone else's opinion. When you stop fearing rejection, you become unstoppable. Not because you won't feel it again. You will, but because it no longer defines you. You don't flinch. You don't retreat. You don't spiral. You stay grounded. You trust the path, even when you can't see it. Even when it hurts, you start to expect rejection, not in a cynical way, in a prepared way. You know that if you're truly growing, you'll outgrow people. You'll fail in public. You'll try things that don't work. You'll be misunderstood. And that's okay. That's part of the path. That's how you sharpen. So what do you do when rejection hits? First, you breathe. You sit. You don't react. You don't beg. You don't defend. You don't chase. You reflect. You ask, what am I feeling right now? Why? What is this really about? What wound did this trigger? Where have I tied my identity to this outcome? Then, you write. You journal the truth, not the filtered truth. The raw, messy, emotional truth. You let it pour out. You let it speak. Then you read it back, and you ask yourself, what part of this is emotion? What part is story? What part is wisdom? Then you move, you go train, you go walk, you get into your body, because pain trapped in the mind, thus, grows. Pain moved through the body, transforms. Movement is therapy. Movement is alchemy. Movement is remembering, I am still here. I am still strong. I am still building. And then you recenter. You return to what you control. Your actions, your attitude, your values. You remind yourself, rejection is not the end. It's the teacher. And your job is not to avoid it. Your job is to extract from it and build. You use that energy. You transmute it. You write more. You work deeper. You serve harder. You lead better. Because now, you're not just fueled by motivation. You're fueled by clarity, by resilience, by inner fire. You no longer ask, why me? You ask, what now? And then you answer it, not with words, with action, with presence, with alignment. You don't wait for someone to choose you. You choose yourself. You choose to keep going, to keep growing, to keep showing up as the man you know you're here to become. And slowly, rejection stops feeling like a threat. It starts feeling like feedback. It starts becoming a compass. It starts becoming fuel. Because the Stoic doesn't run from hard things. He absorbs them, learns from them, uses them. Every wound becomes wisdom. Every no becomes direction. Every goodbye becomes space for something better, and that's what makes him powerful. Not that he never falls, but that he always rises. With more clarity, more strength, more detachment. That's the truth about rejection. It's not the end of your worth. It's the beginning. No any of your evolution. Let it shape you. Let it refine you. Let it deepen your mission. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need every door to open. You just need one thing: to stay in the arena, building, sharpening, becoming. That's Stoicism. That's your edge. That's your path. Walk it. If this message hit you in the chest, if you've been carrying pain in silence, rewriting texts in your head, or questioning your worth over someone else's decision, this video isn't just content. It's a challenge. A challenge to stop outsourcing your value. A challenge to build your inner fortress. A challenge to become the man who leads from stillness, not desperation. So don't scroll to the next video and forget this. Do something real. Subscribe to Stoic Rain. Drop a comment below. I lead with detachment. Then send this to one man who's been crushed by rejection and needs to remember his power. We're not just building views. We're building a movement of grounded, self-led, untouchable men. Be one of them, starting today.